Thank you, Right Reverend Madam, and thank you everyone who is here today. I'm Jessica Ripper, Mission Real Estate Portfolio Manager for the Diocese, and I am so grateful to all the work that so many of you have done over these past few years. When I started with the Diocese 2 years ago, we just received a grant from Trinity Church Wall Street Philanthropies to provide, that's a mouthful, to provide 7 congregations with technical support to evaluate what types of projects would be viable on their church campuses. Yet no technical study will answer the question, what is God longing for in your community? That's the work of the church, our church. How can you adapt to meet the needs of a rapidly changing world? How do you respond to the hopes and dreams of the surrounding community while also serving as a beacon of hope and a place of refuge for people who are too often shunned, shut out, or turned away? And how will you generate income in ways that strengthen the congregation's relationship with the community? At St. Luke's, you see how a congregation can reimagine its campus as God's sacred space. When the project broke ground in March, it was the culmination of a congregation's prayerful discernment to transform what had been a decaying chapel into 78 affordable homes for people who had been priced out of one of San Diego's most vibrant neighborhoods. You could see that day the people gathering and enjoying being together in that sacred space as we broke ground. In the interim, though, the lot served as a community garden, outdoor worship and gathering space that many of us enjoyed, and a culinary training program. More recently, St. Luke's members joined the developer for a joy-filled workshop to generate building names that will honor many members' East African origins. St. Luke's and the developer expect to begin welcoming residents late next year. And you can see that the project is actually going up and is going to be homes in what seems like the blink of an eye. Mission Real Estate also offers congregations a unique opportunity to reimagine how they steward church property for God's use, rather than measuring success solely against secular investment metrics. Where do you see signs of hope and love, as St. Mark's did during the prayer walk they did to kick off their own discernment process? How will we follow the example of the parishioner who offered to alleviate one man's suffering by offering him water and a pair of shoes as we walked on our journey? I'm often asked whether Mission Real Estate will fill our church pews, and that largely depends on how we respond to what the Spirit is calling us to do. Congregations tend to decline when they become insular and resistant to change. Yet if we listen and faithfully respond to our neighbors' needs, both on and off our campuses, we're more likely to reverse that trend. I'm going to ask you, as you look at this slide, to consider St. Luke's in Seattle. I'm happy to show pictures later. Their congregation grew along with their mission to serve people experiencing homelessness, but they struggled to maintain their aging buildings. Their focus on congregational vitality allowed them to radically reimagine their church campus. In 2024, they demolished the existing buildings to make room for 84 affordable apartment homes, 206 market rate units, and new church space on the ground floor. Those affordable homes just opened about a week ago, so we have something to look forward to ourselves. And while we lead with God's call to love and serve our neighbor, faithful stewardship of our property does require us to delve into the technical and financial realities of development and property management. The Mission Real Estate program continues to help congregations navigate those technical questions. The program has funded land use and zoning analysis, appraisals, feasibility studies, and massing studies like the one you see here to help congregations understand options for development so that they can make decisions. So this is an option that you're seeing, not a decision, but we have options all along the way, and it's helpful to see them. So the program also supports the identification of qualified development partners. You may have heard me say that this work requires relentless optimism. We're navigating a changing development landscape, one that requires us to be flexible and expand the types of projects we consider. We continue to support the first 7 congregations in discerning uses for vacant land and the redevelopment of built-out spaces. And we recently received preliminary notice that Trinity's renewed our grant for another 2 years. So what that means is that I look forward to meeting with more of you, seeing more of you, and listening together and working together to see how the Spirit is inviting us to reimagine the renewal of our sacred spaces for current and future generations. Thank you. Thank you, Right Reverend Madam. Thank you, everyone who's here today. I look forward to speaking with you.